My name is Harriet Robinson Blue, and I'm running for City Council for District 3 for the great city of Compton. I'm a proud Honduranian and a proud American. My story is I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of the way the city looks. I decided to run to make changes to our community and for people to come out to vote for change and stop being so apathetic. If you want change, you have to exercise your right. Your power of your voice is to vote. I'm a former housing director of the City of Compton Housing Authority. I ran a high-performing agency. I'm a member of the NARO Association. I'm a public certified housing manager. I'm a certified Section 8 housing manager, and I was also vice president of our local admin unit for the management union. And also a Days for Girls ambassador. I give back to my community, my countrymen in Honduras, as an ambassador for Days for Girls organization. I do volunteer work throughout the community, throughout the city. I'm a missionary, and I'm just here to do my best and make Compton better. First of all, we have to be fiscally soluble. We have to conduct audits when audits are due. This is where a lot of stopgap measures are taking place. Compton is so far behind on doing their audits that their other agencies, such as their housing authority, their career link, are severely impacted because their single audits are not completed in a timely manner. What I want to do, my three priorities are innovation, that we need to have real partnership jobs for people of color, people with disabilities, women, because training, on-the-job training is one thing, but they need to have real life job once they finish that apprenticeship program, that they can go into that job. Education is part of that, because with children, students getting arrested or having a record for drugs, then that for lack of a better word, knock them out of receiving a federal grant or federal loan to continue their education. My other platform is code enforcement and municipal enforcement of our ordinance. This is monies that we're losing. We need to hold businesses as well as homeowners accountable for paying their fees, upgrading their businesses. And my third thing is cultural diversity. We are a very cultural diverse community, and we need to embrace that, and we need to expose that to the world. In the 1980s, when the young people just got so fed up with how they were being treated, and what happened? They started a worldwide movement of rap music showing the conditions that they were under. We have so many entrepreneurs in this community. We have artists, so we have to embrace the culture and arts. We have to expand our recreation program, because with your recreation program, this is how you build up your community, and this is how you increase your property value. People want to feel safe. They deserve the right to have quality housing, quality safety. I'm honest. I didn't last 32 years, almost 32 years in the city without being honest and having merit and having principle, communication skills, people skills, and most of all, listening skills. If we don't listen to the community, we don't know what policies to enforce, because we're making policies based on outdated and biased information. So we have to bring everyone to the table. Other than that, we're making policies that are not soluble from myself, my family, my friends, and from other people who choose to support me in my campaign. To some extent, I do. And the reason why is that racial equality. We've seen that here in America. This pandemic brought that out. Community residents in the city of Compton, a lot of residents are afraid of the police, and you have to break that gap. We have to break that fear. We need to form some type of maybe a community-based policing, where the community people and the police are working together to come up with methods to solve crimes, enhance safety. Other than that, we're going to always have the same problem that we have. We're, again, creating policies based on old practices, biased practices, and, and we still have the problem. Nothing is being resolved. All we see is the police go in, aggressive, person is arrested, but we don't hear nothing about what happens after the fact. These are our children. These are our family members. This is us. And so until we have a stakeholder in that, then we're gonna always have a problem. And we have to bridge this racial equality. We have to go outside of the box. We have to, we see the planting trees. Get the community involved. Get businesses involved. Get groups involved. As you go down the highway, sometimes you see certain fraternities or certain groups that plant this particular tree and they're maintaining that. And so once you get the community maybe donating trees, donating plants so that we can plant them in our public right of way. We can plant them in our yards so that the runoff from the water can reduce the runoff into our waterways, into our basin, into our sewers. The first place we need to start with is City Hall. We need to make up City Hall. If you make up your City Hall, plant trees, green it, make it inviting, then the rest of the community will follow. And that is how we help reduce our carbon footprint, get our carbon dioxide from there, and that is, how we can get our air quality. Compton has the housing authority. In other communities, they praise the housing authority. In this city, they despair on the housing authority. This is an organization, and I know firsthand, being a former housing director, the power of the housing authority. Whenever there's new housing being built, a certain percentage is supposed to go for affordable housing. However, during my course of my employment, I was pushed away from the table when I brought those issues up. The housing authority is the means of getting Section 8 vouchers, which will help landlords to pay their rents, pay their mortgage, and have quality housing. The goal of the Section 8 to have decent, safe, and sanitary housing. You cannot go through this community and tell which house is on Section 8 and which one isn't. It's a silent subsidy. Most time people think, oh, because this is a rundown house or this is running there, they're on Section 8. No, that's not the case. People on the program, people are seniors, people who are disabled, people who are underemployed, and people who are just barely making it. So you use your Section 8 to get federal dollars to coming into your program, into your city. The other thing is, our long-term residents, they need a tax break on their taxes going up in order to maintain your long-term residents in this community. Our businesses, we need to make sure the taxes and the fees that we're charging our businesses are equitable and fair. Taxation without representation is not against the law. So it should be against the people. This is a charter city. And as a charter city, we're here to do the best we can for our own in this community. So let's not penalize them. We want to bring people in. We want to bring in better parks. We want to bring people in and see what does Compton have to offer, other than what they hear on the news.